Hey guys, welcome back to another season of WedWel's podcast, Desi Wedding Tales, where we're going to talk about all things Desi wedding once again.
I'm Ms. Pakistani.
And I'm Alicia Rahu.
Let's take you on this journey. So our first topic is going to be about mehendi dances.
How many is too many?
Let's talk about it.
So we were just talking to Vahid Bhai from Wedding Story Films earlier, and he was just mentioning how he just shot a wedding where there were 64 dances.
I mean, is it like a charade or what?
I feel like less is definitely more when it comes to dances. Like, they should be cute, they should be interesting, fun.
And people need to eat.
Yes, and it shouldn't be like an ongoing thing where everyone's just waiting for you to get finished and everyone's waiting for you to like serve the food.
I mean, there are couples who love dances and everything, and Atik and I were like that. And the ironic part is that we didn't do a mehendi. So, in this whole in our whole nikah event, people were like, questioning us, ke ab jaake performance hogi, ab dances honge. But you're right, we've been at some weddings jahan pe 40 se 50 se zyada songs hote hain, and they're like so coordinated, it is mind-boggling.
There's actually some weddings where they have like professionals where they'll hire them just to like make sure the dances are perfect.
I mean, isn't that too much? Don't you think so?
I mean, it does look good because I saw a couple and it looked great.
I'm making a Shah Rukh Khan movie. Why not that? But I mean, I get it. Like, how three of my siblings got married and I was always taking care of the dances and the mehendi because, the youngsters do that.
They want to do that, definitely.
And on my wedding, I was like, I can't do that. I can't cater people daily and make them dance or maybe scream at them and do all of that. So I was like, I'm not going to do a mehendi. But I love mehendi dances. Yeah. I mean, they bring so much fun. And mehendi is the main event.
When it's the families like dancing together and having a good time.
Especially uncles.
Yeah,
it's so
cute.
The uncle-auntie couple dances are so cute, but 60 is too much.
It's a bit much.
A personal preference is too much.
Yeah, I feel like it should just be like just enough to like make sure everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
And the dance floor should be open so everyone can dance.
Yeah, after. I feel like that should be the finale song where everyone can just come in and join, make some memories. That'll be fun, but again, 60 songs is too much. Yeah. You guys need to change up your things a little bit, notch it down a little bit because that's too much. That's my personal preference, I feel. And have fun. I feel like it's your mehendi, it's your event. You've spent so much time planning it. Yeah. Just have fun. Don't be a bridezilla telling them not to dance like that. Because if
you messed up that dance.
Oh yeah, because if I was a bride like that and मैं अपनी मेहंदी में हूँ तो मैं तो stage पे dance करना शुरू हो जाऊँ कि नहीं ऐसे करते हैं. You guys need to learn from me. So yeah, it was a good part of me when I didn't plan a mehendi event, but again, guys, 60 dances is a lot.
Yeah,
definitely. You don't need that much.
I think just
do
keep
15, 10.
Yeah, short and
best
sweet.
Ones.
Definitely keep it short and sweet.
You know what? I don't like one thing कि हर शादी में एक ही choreographer है. Same dances and I feel like videos निकालते हैं and they're like, oh, you guys need to dance like this. इस तरीके से नहीं. Look at the other girl how she's doing it. I mean, थोड़ा सा different करो. If you're doing a mehendi event and you want to bring your touch in it, then change the songs a little bit because in December weddings, I know you can relate with me. There are so many girls and guys, उनकी शादियां हो रही होती हैं and हम same dances अलग-अलग मेहंदी में देख रहे होते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
तो अपना थोड़ा original touch लेकर आएं if you're planning on like wedding.
If you're going all out,
do it properly. My point. But again, 10 कर लें काफी है.
I agree. 100%.
100%.
So who really enjoys these mehendi events and the coordinated dances is when someone's coming like from another country and they're seeing everything for the first time. उनके लिए बहुत अच्छा है. But जो हम लोग होते हैं जो 10 दफा देख चुके होते हैं, we're just exhausted,
ये उसमें हुआ था, नहीं इसमें भी हुआ था. You don't want to say that.
Yeah.
I love how these goras, they love dancing and Desi wedding. They're so cute.
Yeah, they're having the best time.
They're so cute. Like they're accepting your culture and they're having fun with your culture because I feel like our culture is so rich.
Yeah.
The way we do our outfits, the way we do our events, there's so much details in it that I feel like it's so much fun looking at other people who are from a different race, different culture. They're enjoying our culture so much because it's really rich and it's fun. Who doesn't like a Desi wedding?
Exactly.
I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And when you see a Gora dancing on Saddi Gali, you've done something good about it. I mean, it's so much fun. I remember at my sister's wedding, there was this foreign traveler. She was like traveling all around the world and she was my dad's guest. So Papa had got her in Bakhtawar's dholkis. And she was having the time of her life. Like my mama's doing her dhumkas and everything. She was loving it. She said, how did you do that? And like, Desi.
It's very new for them. They don't see it every wedding season. So they're having a great time.
It's super fun, I mean.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
super fun.
So if you have family and friends coming in, then go all out, but still keep it in a way where everyone's having a good time and not just
100%.
not just the people dancing, and just leave the dance floor open for everyone to come and have a
Everyone
good
to
time.
come in, and you know those kids जो dances के बीच में आ जाते, I hate them. I think we need another security guard to
No
you know
kids
take
allowed.
them out कि बेटा
मैंने तो किया था। कोई बच्चे allowed नहीं थे।
अच्छा मैंने अपनी
मेरे
entrance में
nephew के
किया था
अलावा।
मैंने अपनी entrance में किया था और माशाल्लाह मेरे घर में ही बच्चे 5 हैं my siblings I have 3 siblings right
Yeah.
so यहाँ से अनाया आ रही है यहाँ से आर्या आ रही है यहाँ से मतलब आप कितने बच्चों को रोकोगे so I feel like there should be another person बच्चों की शक्ल दिखा दो ये annoying बच्चा है ये इनको आने ना दें so that's one funny part I remember watching this video online where the dance was so properly choreographed and everyone was doing a great job सारे spins सारे beats और उसमें एक बच्चा आके ये कर रहा था it was so weird बेचारा
प्लीज अपने बच्चों को
बच्चों का
कंट्रोल
ख्याल
करें
रखें।
जब ये डांसेस हो रहे हैं।
I
अपने
swear
बच्चों
ऐसा
को
लग रहा है
अपने
बच्चों ने
पास रखें।
स्केट्स पहने हुए हैं अभी जाके ब्राइड के अंदर चले करेंगे चीजें करेंगे it's so funny I don't want that
Yeah.
I will take care of it in Lara's wedding don't worry I'm gonna be that bride
No kids
Zilla
allowed.
aunt just by the way
Okay.
yeah
Fun.
I'll make it fun for you guys
So our next topic is wedding guest list. Who to invite, who not to invite. Any thoughts?
I mean in a Maiman Tubber you have to invite everyone because chacha ki beti ki bhi beti ki bahu bhi aayegi
बिल्कुल.
yeah and that's the biggest fight I have with my parents ke I mean amma har kisi ko khush nahi kar sakte you can't just invite I remember you telling me that you know Zeba's wedding had like 1200 people
100%. Yeah.
Anam's wedding was Anam got married to a Maiman again he's a Katiana Umair bhai so in their wedding there were like about 1600 people and I remember wo pehle thode time because Anam's wedding was done like I think in 2000 maybe some 2000 बहुत पहले 14 साल 15 साल की है and the cameraman is standing at the entrance all kinds of people are walking in and they're not stopping so like 45 minutes of that video is people walking
Just
in
walking
because there
in.
were so many people so I feel like intimate weddings are I think it depends on your approach again. Do you like intimate weddings and do you like you know small gatherings and everything? लेकिन उसमें भी कोई ना कोई बच्चा निकल के आपकी कोई ना कोई entrance में नाच रहा होगा तो फायदा क्या है?
I feel like there's one rule that everyone should be applying is like no bachas.
So
No
many people
kids.
are gonna get offended.
They will. I actually had people get offended on my wedding, but I feel like it just makes the whole event just flow. You know,
or maybe
it's
keep
just-
track of your kids. You know, like you
That's
can't
not
just let
gonna
them
happen.
free.
That's not gonna
They're
happen.
monsters or what? Like you can't just get a hold of them and control your kids.
Yeah. So I feel like guest list should be a little more concise than you know what we're used to. Not so many people. If you know them, invite them. If you don't know them, like your khala's, saas's brother.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they're not relevant.
And
to your
us maybe
wedding.
they're gonna be all propose about. मुझे
हमें नहीं
stage में नहीं
बुलाया।
बुलाया.
Stage पे या
Auntie-
शादी पे नहीं बुलाया.
Auntie मतलब क्या हो गया है? It is about me. It's not about you. You've had that wedding 40 years ago with your man. Let me have mine.
Let me have my moment.
Let me have my moment, I feel. So that's a touchy topic about how to invite and who to invite at our weddings, you know?
For sure. I think that, you know, you should sit down with your family, go through, they
Have a
should make the
conversation.
list, and then you can maybe like
Alter it?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
change it up according to you, cut it down if you need.
So
It
did
depends
that
on-
happen at your wedding?
It did. But not so much, but it did. I think they were already like aware of who was to be invited, who wasn't to be invited, so
Makes
it was
sense.
kept pretty precise.
So I think it didn't take that much time to make a list, but it took more time for me to convince my mom कि mama please cut the 100 people out, cut the 100
कोई भी
people
हो
out.
बस cut कर दे.
Cut it out, cut it out. It's like नहीं बेटा ये हमारे रिवायत नहीं है, ये हमारे असूल नहीं है, mama
No, I
politics
understand
नहीं है. Well still like make it about me, don't make it about the guests. But yeah, I feel like some people can have an intimate wedding and for some people they like having that big
event,
grand
yeah.
wedding and they love it.
Yeah.
Like you know how Lahori weddings are, they're like, you know, they end at 12 p.m. I got 12 a.m. and I got to know about this later.
Yeah.
In Lahore the weddings
They
always
do
end
yeah. And
really
for us,
early.
they start at 12 o'clock.
And hamare mein, like I remember my barat again was 1.5 hours late.
Yeah.
So this friend of mine, she called me because my wedding happened near Share Faisal. So she's like, Misbah, do you know where the groom is? I was like, yeah, they're on their way. They're like, there's a fleet of 25 cars on Share Faisal. Your barat is on its way. And they're probably going to take another 30 minutes. Because they're going all slow and nice and
Trying
all
to
that
keep together.
Punjabi, getting the vibe and listening to Punjabi
Dancing.
songs and all. And I'm like, cut.
Jaldi, jaldi.
No, stop it. So yeah, that's that take when you invite a lot of people at your wedding. You need to remember कि हाँ, ये एक बहुत बड़ा mayhem होगा.
I think the best way to go about it is go about the whole thing is like keep an event for yourself where you can keep it intimate, and then
100%.
have like a mehndi or a reception.
So
or
everyone
something.
can be happy.
Yes, for everyone. So everyone's happy. Your family's happy.
Makes
your in-laws
sense.
are happy. You know, your friends. Everyone's
So
happy.
people can learn from us, like because we've done it once, we can't do it again. It's done. How about vows renewal? We can't do that right now, but still, I think people can learn from it.
Yeah.
And I feel like. Just like my sister, right? They made some mistakes that I'm never gonna repeat again. So that's how you learn
from others. Yeah.
Okay, this happened in that person's wedding, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do things differently.
I think I did that. I saw my sister's wedding and I was like, okay, this is what I don't want.
Need to change and all.
Because it was her wedding was the first wedding in our family.
Yeah.
So she had no say. She was like, I don't want a mehndi. I was like, you have to have a mehndi. And then when
It's not your decision.
Yeah, and then I made her have the whole mehndi. And then by the time it was my wedding, I was like, do I really want a mehndi?
That's what Anam said to me. She said, Ms. Buff, with my wedding, you had to like delegate like 50 people a day and everything. But with your wedding, you don't want to do anything. I was like, yeah, because I'm old. I don't want to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, people are doing 60 dances in one wedding. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to some qawwalis and
Just
go
have a
on
good
about my
time.
night.
Yeah.
That's it. I think we're good.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the wedding menu.
Food, I mean, that's one of the best things about a wedding, according to Desi people and Bare. Beta, decorations वगैरह भूल जाएंगे, खाना याद रखेंगे.
Yeah, 100%.
So how many dishes do you think are okay to be in a nikah event or like a big walima type of event?
I mean, I don't have a specific number of dishes in mind, but I feel like it should be enough to kind of serve everyone's, like, you know, like...
liking.
Yeah, you know, it should be like... all the grown-ups should be happy with the Desi food.
Yeah, makes sense.
And people who aren't really big on Desi food, there could be continental options.
Makes sense.
But it doesn't have to be like just Desi options or just continental options.
Makes
It could be a mix of things.
I feel like in December weddings, it's like, you know, the fish season and everything. So my dad is a diehard seafood person.
Yeah.
So I remember all kinds of prawns happening, all kinds of fish and all of that happening. And what I liked about my wedding was, I think there were probably like around 9 or 8 dishes, but they were so good.
Yeah.
And the same thing was about my walima. So in my walima, Sada Bahar did the food and everything, and there were like 5 bestsellers, and everyone loved it so much. So I feel like you can do like 5 to 6 good dishes, but make it really good.
Yeah.
You know how
Make
like
sure everyone is
yeah,
happy
and
with
you know
them.
like how in mehendi they do cards and everything to give it more like a
That's a
mehendi.
nice
Like, I love
vibe,
it.
yeah.
That's what
you can
I
get
did.
what you want. Go back to the dances.
That's what I did in my mayu. So
Yeah.
in my wedding, of course, in my wedding there was like a proper buffet happening and everything. But in my mayu, there were like cute cards and there was like a set menu as well. So people always had an option to just go grab a bite, like have an appetizer or something. That's more fun, and that's more like, I think, you know, it fills up your tummy.
For me, I think we went for both the buffet option, and we also had people being served at the tables because it was COVID.
Yeah, for
So we
sure.
didn't want people like, you know, interacting with each other and standing in the
COVID
line.
weddings.
Yeah. So it was different, but I feel like that was a very nice vibe, you know, like everyone sitting, having a good time, having food at the table, they're being served. But because it was smaller and more intimate,
Tell
that
me,
could happen.
did you have food at your wedding?
I did.
You did?
It was so good.
Yeah?
It was. Everyone came up to me and they were like, "The food is so good." I was like, "Okay, I'm getting hungry now.
food.
I need to eat."
It was a different way for me because I remember I woke up around like 6 a.m. and my first meal was at 11 p.m. because my mother-in-law, she force-fed me. She's like, you need to have food.
Yeah, you need to eat.
So I
Brides need to
couldn't.
eat.
I don't know why, because of the pressure or anything like that, but I'm glad you enjoyed your food because
I did.
I didn't.
It
and
was
I'm
so
always
good.
going to think about that because whenever people come to me and they're like, the food at your wedding was so good, and I'm like, can't relate, don't know how it tasted, but yeah, good for you.
No,
good for
I
you.
still crave like the prawns I got on my wedding. They were like some seasoned something. It was so good.
So yummy.
Yeah, so good.
So you think like 5 to 6
I
good
think
dishes are good
it
to
shouldn't
go?
be too many things happening. Keep it like, you know, like short and sweet.
What's your take
Again,
about continental food on like Desi weddings?
I feel like, you know, if there's kids, you know, the kids will like it.
Yeah,
the adults will like it. So I
100%.
think, you know, it is a good option.
And Hamara continental, like our Chinese is so Desi Chinese that, you know, everyone's going to enjoy
The
it.
Chinese, the Desi Chinese
It
is always a
hits.
hit. It's always a
It
hit.
hits so nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, give me those noodles. Give me those
Any
Hakka
day.
noodles that Chinese don't know anything about. But we're going to enjoy it. We're going to eat it. But yeah, I feel like, you know, limited food options are always a good option.
Did you hear about the rule that they had in Lahore, I believe,
Tell
where
me
they were
what.
only serving, I think, 2 dishes at weddings, and that's all that was allowed?
And were these like Desi weddings?
This was like, these are Lahori weddings. I think it was implemented for some time.
COVID?
I think it was COVID, if I'm not wrong.
I mean, if it's COVID, then it makes sense. But having 2 dishes at your wedding is going to be like limited options, I feel.
So if someone doesn't like those 2 options, they're
feel
going
like
home
don't
hungry.
have so many events. Just do 3 events, but do them properly,
and do them
like
well.
nicely, so you can remember first of all because it's your day,
100%.
and then people can always think about it. Yeah, the food at your wedding and the decoration was so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want that.
All right, let's get into my favorite part. We're going to discuss some Desi wedding tales that we found on different platforms.
So this story goes like, Salam, I'm North African and married to a Pakistani American. We're planning our wedding for this summer and things are getting little out of hand. I mean, yeah. So there are 2 minor issues at the moment. Alhamdulillah, not anything impossible to solve, but they are bothering me nonetheless. In both of our cultures, the groom buys the bride jewelry, including a wedding ring, a wedding band. Okay, this is gonna be controversial. However, since it's a big investment, it's customary to ask the bride's input on that stuff to avoid buying something that she will not wear and it's not something that is according to her liking. But my husband didn't do that. Oops. He only asked me about the ring size and bought whatever he wanted without asking me if I liked it or not. I asked him to at least show me what he got, and he refused and said it was a gift and it should be like that. What are your comments on this?
Okay, so I think that it's the bride and it's something that she's going to be wearing. So I think she definitely should have an input.
Definitely.
Especially on the ring. Because she's going to
look at it
every single day.
Definitely.
So she needs to have a say on the design or the cut or whatever it is.
100%.
So that would be my view, I think. I think that bride
needs to choose.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be
give
on
her
her
a few
finger.
options that you like that are in your budget.
Definitely, that is something according to your budget. You can just choose and let her know, like, these are the 5-6 options, and you can pick it up.
Just make her feel a part of the process.
You know how our Desi, not mine, not hers, but there are some Desi families who do that. They just ask the bride the color. Bichari kuch ka to colors bhi nahi poochte. And what color do you want? What is your size? And we're going to pick an outfit for you. आंटी जी मुझे पहनना है आप क्यों चूज करेंगी आपकी शादी हो चुकी है let me choose now.
So funny story, so I chose all my details of all my things, like my jewelry, the dresses for all the events, but I let my mother-in-law take charge of the walima event because it was like the first wedding in the family. So she was very excited, so she wanted to have all the details sorted and choose everything. So I think that at the time I was like, yeah, it's perfectly fine, but if I look back, I think a bride definitely should have more of a say on what she's wearing.
Because it's all about regrets. Maybe I should have done things differently. Maybe I should have done it like that. But I feel like the brides are so exhausted mentally and physically.
They're dealing with so much.
Like, let it go and out. But I feel like this is a very wrong thing in our Desi families. The bride should know what she's wearing.
I mean, I was given the option and I love what I got. So, that's not a problem. But I feel like still it's the girls, like, especially girls like me, they dream about their weddings their whole lives. Yeah. So I think, 100%. Girls should just get to the ring.
Definitely.
That is...
I mean, honey, I'm going to look at this ring every day, every minute of the day. I should like it.
Either it's going to make me love you or hate you.
Hate you at the same time.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely because this is going to be on you.
Yeah.
This is going to be completely on you. But this is a very touchy topic that we have covered right now, because I feel like there's so many brides who are not like us. They don't know how to say it. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to tell the in-laws कि यार नहीं ये scene नहीं है आप ये नहीं कर सकते. So this podcast is for women out there who are trying to look for ways they can communicate that.
You can send this video to them.
Be nice to them. You don't have to be like roar, but you just have to be like auntie ji आपकी शादी हो गई है.
Not like that. Don't do it like that.
I mean. Fine, you can take a few parts and put yours, but be like,
be like, it's gorgeous. This is gorgeous, but maybe, maybe this is a better option.
Yeah, because this suits my color tone and all of that.
Because obviously every girl has like a vision of how she wants to look and 100%. What she wants to wear, what the jewelry is gonna look like. So I think it should match the girl's taste.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're choosing an outfit, you want your mother's outtake on that. Like, do you like it on me and all? That's pretty normal. Like, that's fine. Take an advice from someone you like and their fashion sense is great and all, but I get to choose. Simple as
I think
that.
the bride should choose.
Period. I am going to choose. I'm going to drop the mic on this. I am going to choose my wedding outfit.
Yes.
I'm going to choose how my ring looks like because I have to live with it. मेरे बच्चे की शादी होगी आगे जाके, I can show it to my bahu that, oh, this is the wedding outfit that I wore, but you're not going to wear it, so don't worry. And another topic, how like, you know, mother-in-laws and all of them, they're like, you know, how about you wear my wedding outfit for your day? I mean, auntie, it's gorgeous, but you know how with weddings and everything, you want your own thing. It doesn't matter. I mean, the outfit can be absolutely stunning.
It can be for one small event, but not for the big day.
For the big event, I feel like it should have your touches. Something that is so personal and that you can resonate with. So yeah, that's one touchy topics in Desi families, and we've touched them for you. So you can just send the video to the person who's bothering you with this and not get
Give
attacked.
them a hint.
Yeah, not get attacked. Like, personal attack nahi hoga. Hum kar sakte hain aapke liye. Okay, so let's discuss our next Desi wedding tale.
All right, so this person writes, we had a large, expensive destination wedding. Everyone that came had a blast, and people still tell stories 5 years later. Could the money have put a really nice down payment on a house? Sure. Did literally everyone in my extended family come out and have a very fun, stress-free week filled with love, laughter, dancing, food, and drinks? 100% yes. And I wouldn't trade that for the world. I also want to acknowledge my privilege in being able to have that week and still be able to purchase a home. Obviously, if that's not the case, I wouldn't recommend going into debt or anything like that for a wedding. All I'm saying is that if you can afford it and you're willing to put down that money, there's nothing wrong with wanting and having a big wedding. Desi weddings are amazing. Don't let Reddit discourage you.
I mean, yeah, she's making a valid point.
Yeah.
It's all about preference. If you like that Desi big wedding thing going on, I mean, you should have it.
Yeah.
And I just don't like relatives who keep on comparing कि नहीं ये कर लिया होता तो ये होता ये कर लिया होता. Let her do her own thing and how she said it. Like, she's talking about things from her own perspective, what she can afford and how much resources she has.
Definitely.
And I feel like brides and grooms, they get so judged for putting out a big wedding out there, and relatives are never going to be happy. Are they ever going to be happy? Agar kam chota event karo, they're like, oh, you didn't invite that person. And if you do a big wedding, they're going to be like, oh, you shouldn't have done it like that. You should have gone for a big honeymoon.
Yeah.
There are people who save so much money and everything and pull out all the resources they have for a good wedding, and I don't think they're wrong. They're wrong for doing that. 100%. I mean, it's all about personal preference.
Yeah, I feel like if you have family all over the world and it's easier to get them together and have like a great week filled with everyone having a great time, it's a great idea. And if it is something you can afford,
100%.
I would agree. Yes.
I mean, destination weddings, they're so pretty and they look so nice. And again, what your point was, intimate ho jata hai at some point. But there are some families who do a proper grand destination wedding, and they're so fun. When you look at them, they're like, okay, these people are having fun.
Like they're having a great time.
And at the end of the day, if you can afford best of all things in your life, then why not? Why, according to this girl, she spent a lot of money on her wedding and she made a down payment for her house. So why is she going to trade anything when she's having everything at the same time?
Because you have those experiences for a lifetime. So
definitely,
I think it's definitely worth it.
You have memories attached to it. You're going to talk to your kids about it. You're going to think about it that, oh, I did this on my wedding day. And
you're going to watch the video 1,000 times like me.
Exactly. No matter how much we love intimate weddings, I feel like big Desi weddings are just like so much in our blood that we make everything grand and nice and all of that, and there's fun in it.
I think the only thing would be just space them out a little bit so everyone's
100%.
just having a good time
100%.
and not tired with like an event right after
back-to-back events.
Right after the other.
100%. So you do you again. If you can afford it, if you can have fun, if you can, spend.
And if this is something that you want, do
100%.
it.
100%. Like, as a travel agent, there are people that are, we didn't spend so much money on our wedding and we would rather spend it on our honeymoon. And I'm like, that's an amazing approach. So again, it's all about what do you want? Why are people coming at your wedding and being like, no, you spent so much on this? Let them do their own thing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the whole thing is, it's about what you want.
Exactly.
As the bride, it's about what you want to do. It's about how you pictured your day.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, we're friends for a very long time, and I think we had very different weddings. Like if you compare our weddings together, it says a lot about us as people. So that's the motto of the story. Ki bhai, if I like a grand wedding and if I like my whole tabbar invited into it, I'm just going to do that. And if I'm going to have an intimate wedding, I'm just going to have like 50, 100 people and be happy.
People are going to be upset with you regardless. I have people upset with me for not being invited, but it was COVID, and
makes sense.
There was nothing I could do. I mean, it is what it is.
Spend whatever you want. It's your day. It's your wedding day. You're going to get married to the guy and you're going to get married to the girl. So you do you.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So that's a wrap of season 2 of Desi Wedding Tales.
And if you want us to discuss your Desi wedding tales, write it down in the comments, or you can DM us anonymously and we will discuss this in our next season.